You've been there. You decide it's bulking season, so you start the seafood diet. Pizza, ice cream, burgers, mass gainer shakes, anything to get the scale moving up. You get stronger, sure, but then you look in the mirror 3 months later and you feel soft, bloated, and fat. Dr. Reed, I've done it and I felt so disappointed. Is this just the price we have to pay for muscle?
Jake, that's the dirty book trap. And it's perhaps the most inefficient, frustrating, and psychologically damaging myth in all of bodybuilding. Today, we're throwing that entire concept in the trash. You do not have to get fat to build muscle. The pros don't. We're going to give you the precise step-by-step scientific blueprint on how to bulk like a pro, a true lean bulk, for maximum muscle gain with minimal fat storage.
This is the Holy Grail. Welcome back to Strength Unleashed, the podcast that forges powerful bodies and disciplined minds with real science. I'm Jake the Tank Collins.
And I'm Dr. Ethan Reed. Jake, the reason the dirty book fails so miserably comes down to simple science: calorie partitioning, or P ratio. Your body can only build muscle so fast. A natural lifter, especially an intermediate one, might be lucky to synthesize 0.5 to 1 pound of actual contractile tissue per month.
Half a pound a month? But when I dirty bulk, I gain like 10 pounds a month.
Exactly. And what do you think the other 9.5 pounds are? It's not magic muscle. It's water, glycogen, and primarily body fat. When you flood your body with a massive caloric surplus, say 1,000 plus calories a day, you overwhelm its muscle-building machinery. The P ratio shifts dramatically. Instead of partitioning those calories 60-40 towards muscle, it might shift to 20-80 towards fat. You're just getting fatter faster for a tiny extra bit of muscle gain.
And then you have to spend 6 months in a brutal, soul-crushing diet to get lean again, probably losing some of that new muscle in the process. It's a vicious cycle.
It is the definition of 1 step forward, 0.9 steps back. This brings us to the most important part of the lean bulk blueprint, even before calories: the mindset. A dirty bulk is driven by impatience. It's gluttony disguised as ambition. A lean bulk is driven by discipline, intelligence, and patience. You must accept that real quality muscle growth is a slow, methodical process. It requires you to be a scientist, not a glutton. You must be willing to trade the instant gratification of a soaring scale number for the long-term superior reward of a lean, powerful physique you can maintain.
So we're trading short-term fluff for long-term stuff. I love that. It's the Strength Unleashed mindset. Okay, I'm sold on the why. Let's get into the how. What is step 1 of the blueprint?
Step 1 is the most critical: calculating your caloric surplus. And the key word is modest. You cannot build a house without bricks, and you can't build muscle without a caloric surplus. But you don't need a mountain of bricks, you just need a steady supply.
So how do we find that magic number?
First, we find maintenance. A simple starting point is multiplying your body weight in pounds by 14 to 16. For example, 180 pounds times 15 equals 2,700 calories. This is just a guess. You must eat this amount for 2 to 3 weeks and track your weight. If your weight is stable, that's your maintenance.
Okay, so let's say my maintenance is 2,700 calories. The dirty bulk approach would be to jump to 3,700, right?
Correct. And the lean bulk approach, the pro approach, is to add 200 to 300 calories. That's it.
200? That's it? That's just like a protein bar in a banana. It feels so slow.
It is slow. It's supposed to be slow. Let's do the math. A 300 calorie surplus is 2,100 extra calories a week. That supports a weight gain of about 0.5 to 0.6 pounds per week, or 2 to 3 pounds per month. Remember what we said about the max rate of natural muscle gain? For an intermediate, it's maybe 0.5 to 1 pound a month.
So that 2-3 pounds of gain per month is already mostly fat and water, but it's a manageable, minimal amount.
Exactly. It's an optimized ratio. You're giving your body just enough extra energy to maximize muscle building, but not so much that it's forced to dump the excess into fat cells. This is the #1 secret to a lean bulk: a modest, controlled surplus.
Okay, my mind is blown. I've been overshooting by a mile for years.
So we have our calorie target, let's say 3,000 calories. How do we divide that up? What's step 2?
Step 2, set your protein foundation. This is your non-negotiable. Protein provides the literal building blocks, amino acids, for new muscle tissue. You can't build a house without bricks, no matter how much energy your construction crew has.
What's the gold standard number? I hear so many different recommendations.
The science is very clear on this. The optimal range for maximizing muscle protein synthesis is 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Or, to simplify for our American listeners, a very solid and easy to remember target is 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight.
So if I'm 180 pounds, I should aim for 180 grams of protein. What about more? Is 1.5 grams per pound or 2 grams per pound even better?
No. The research shows a clear ceiling. Above approximately 1 gram per pound, the extra protein is simply converted and used for energy. It's not harmful, but it's an expensive and inefficient way to get carbs. Stick to the 0.8 to 1 gram per pound range. So for our 180-pound lifter, eating 3,000 calories, protein, 180 grams. 180 times 4 equals 720 calories.
720 calories locked in for protein. Easy. Now we have 2,280 calories left. What's next? Fats or carbs?
We'll cover exactly how to divide up those remaining calories for optimal hormones and energy, and what clean really means as we continue. We are building our lean bulk blueprint. We have our total calories, 3,000, and our protein foundation, 720 calories. Now step 3, set your fats and carbs.
How do we prioritize these? I've heard low fat is good for bulking, but also that fats are key for hormones.
You're right on both counts. We need enough fat, but not too much fat. Dietary fat is calorically dense, 9 calories per gram, and crucial for hormone production, like testosterone, and overall health. A good rule of thumb is to set dietary fat at 20 to 30% of your total daily calories.
Okay, so for our 3,000 calorie example, let's say 25%. That's 750 calories from fat, and at 9 calories per gram, that's about 83 grams of fat. Protein, 180 grams, 720 calories. Fat, about 83 grams, 750 calories. Total, 1,470 calories.
Perfect. And now, step 4, fill the rest with carbs. Carbs are your primary fuel source for high-intensity training. They replenish muscle glycogen, which helps you train hard, recover, and feel good. So the rest of your calories become your carbohydrate budget. Total calories, 3,000. Protein fat calories, 1,470. Remaining calories for carbs, 1,530. At 4 calories per gram, that's about 382 grams of carbs.
Wow, that's a lot of carbs. This already sounds way more fun than a cutting diet. So our daily target is 180 grams protein, 83 grams fat, 382 grams carbs. This is the blueprint.
That is the precise blueprint. But this leads to the next big question. Where do these macros come from? This is step 5, clean versus dirty food choices and the 80-20 rule.
This is what I need to know. Does clean bulk mean I'm stuck with just chicken, broccoli, and rice? Because that's not sustainable.
This is the biggest misconception. Clean does not mean boring or restrictive. Clean simply means prioritizing nutrient-dense, minimally processed foods for the majority of your intake. I call it the 80-20 rule. 80% of your calories should come from high-quality sources: oats, potatoes, rice, fruits for carbs, lean meats, fish, eggs, whey for protein, avocado, nuts, olive oil for fats. These foods are packed with fiber, micronutrients, and are generally more satiating. 20% of your calories can become from fun foods: ice cream, a burger, some chocolate.
You're kidding. So I can still have 20% of my 3,000 calories, that's 600 calories, from junk and still be on a perfect clean bulk?
Absolutely. As long as you are hitting your total calorie target, 3,000 calories, and your protein target, 180 grams, This 80-20 split is the key to long-term adherence and sanity. A diet you can't stick to is a useless diet. This flexible approach is the pro method. It's sustainable.
This is a game changer. So the real difference between a clean and dirty bulk isn't what you eat, but the size of the surplus and the ratio of nutrient-dense to fun foods.
You've nailed it. A dirty bulk is a massive surplus with maybe a 30-70 nutrient-dense to junk ratio. A lean bulk is a modest surplus with an 80-20 ratio.
Now, finding good 80-20 foods can be tough. We'll have to do a follow-up on the best high-calorie queen foods, because just eating more chicken and broccoli to hit 3,000 calories is a lot of food.
Nodding. An excellent point, and a perfect topic for a future deep dive. Now, we have the full plan, but there's one final step that separates the amateurs from the pros. We've built the perfect plan on paper, but your body isn't a spreadsheet. The final and most critical step is Step 5. Track, assess, and adjust.
The plan is just a draft. This is where the real coaching happens, right?
Exactly. You must be an objective scientist with your own body. Here's what you track. Body weight. Weigh yourself every morning, naked, after using the restroom. Ignore daily spikes. At the end of the week, take the weekly average. Lift performance. Are you getting stronger in your key lifts? Are you hitting more reps with the same weight? This is your #1 indicator that you're building muscle. Visuals and measurements. Take photos once a week and measure your waist. Is your waist measurement ballooning, or is it staying relatively stable while your chest and shoulders grow?
Okay, so we're tracking the weekly average weight, lift performance, and our waist. What's the target rate of gain?
This is key. You are aiming to gain 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per month. Per month? Not per week. Per month. For our 180-pound lifter, that's a gain of only 0.9 to 1.8 pounds per month. That's the sweet spot for lean gains.
That requires so much patience. So what do we do with this data? Let's run scenarios. Scenario 1. My weight is up 1 pound this month and my lifts are all going up.
Do not change anything. That is the perfect lean bulk. You are winning.
Scenario 2. My weight hasn't changed in 3 weeks and my lifts are starting to stall.
Your body has adapted. Time to add 100 to 150 calories to your daily target. Maybe add 25 to 30 grams of carbs and see what happens for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Scenario 3. My weight is up 5 pounds this month and my waist measurement is up an inch. Lifts are up, but I feel fluffy.
You're gaining too fast. Your surplus is too high. Pull back 150 to 200 calories and hold there. Your P ratio is shifting too far towards fat gain.
This is the pro method. It's a constant intelligent feedback loop. It's not eat everything or eat nothing. It's a dial.
It is a precise, controlled, and disciplined process. That is the entire lean bulk blueprint.
Dr. Reed, this has been a complete game changer. You've given us a step-by-step plan to finally build muscle without just getting fat. The mindset shift alone is worth it.
The dirty bulk is impatience. The lean bulk is discipline. Choose discipline, trust the process, and the long-term results will be infinitely better.
For everyone ready to implement this pro blueprint, our Lean Gains Foundation program maps out this entire strategy with sample meal plans and workout integration. The link is in the description.
If this video gave you the clarity you needed to start your bulk, hit that like button, subscribe to Strength Unleashed for more science-based strategies, and share this with a friend who is still lost in the dirty bulk myth. Now, our question: what has been your biggest frustration with bulking in the past?
Go build that lean, powerful physique.